Welcome to the Love and Meaning podcast. I am your host, Christelle Robinson Tiedemann. Welcome to the final episode of season 1. I cannot freaking believe it. This has been the most incredible experience, an experience of expansion, courage, and connection like absolutely no other in my entire life. I have so much love in my heart for every single person who's listening to this right now, who has supported me in this journey, and for myself, because it really took a lot. It took a lot of my own growth for me to even do this, and I'm having a hard time even putting into words how absolutely phenomenal this experience has been. So the Love and Meaning podcast will be taking a little break to work on a secret project. I have something coming out for you guys. So the timing could not be more perfect. The universe always has my back. And so taking a little break to work on something special, and then we will be back with exciting new topics, new guests, and we're just getting started. That's what I have to say here. We are just getting started, but thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the depths of my soul. Thank you to everyone and everything that went into making this podcast happen. So season 1 has been an absolute blast, and I'm really excited for what we will be coming back with in season 2. So for today's episode, we are talking about abundance and my journey with abundance that I've been on for the past little while. We all know about gratitude, right? Gratitude has been the buzzword for over a decade now in the spiritual world. We've all gotten to know gratitude and the importance of it through The Secret, Law of Attraction. We're starting to kind of get how this frequency of the universe thing works. But on this abundance journey that I've been on of late, it has led me to starting to consider the importance of value. I am so grateful for everybody who's participated in this podcast, in the making of it, and also in the listening. But more than anything, I value you. I value you who are listening, and I value all those who have been supporting me, who have been giving me assistance, who have been giving me guidance. The assistance, the guidance, the support is so valuable to me. And I wasn't really sure what the difference was between the two, like gratitude, value. But I've been talking lately, especially on my social media, and please do check me out and follow me on Instagram at Coaching with Cree. It's the same handle that I have on my YouTube at Coaching with Cree. I've been talking about lately wanting what I have in addition to wanting more. Not just appreciating what I have, but also wanting it. An example that really helps people to understand this is in partnership. Like, let's say that you're dating someone or with your spouse. You don't really appreciate them just, yeah, I really wanted you when I saw you when we first met, but now it's like, that's not something that we really value, right? Like, you don't want to have just been wanted by your partner when you first met. You want them to continue wanting you now that they have you. We don't often consider wanting something while we have it. We often think about the wanting coming from the not having, and therefore there is an inherent frequency of lack often associated with our wanting. But what if our wanting and having gets to be on the same frequency? And this is where we start to talk about value. I realized that the frequency of value is far more attractive than just the frequency of appreciation. And this is not an either-or situation. I'm not calling for anyone to appreciate less, but I want us to value more. appreciate, and value. It adds so much more potency to our frequency. And I'm all about frequency. I'm all about law of attraction. I'm all about the universal law. And energetically, we are putting out a force, and that force is matched by the universe and brings other things to us. And I want to call in abundance. I want abundance of everything. And to me, that abundance frequency is truly the frequency of value, seeing the value in things. And so in my focusing on the value, the frequency of value being a very strong attractor, and this is therefore the frequency that I want to be on, I find myself actually being more selective. I find myself actually even questioning at times my blind desire for things sometimes. It's kind of easy to feel like I want more, 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 and we just want. It's like want, get, onto the next, want, get, onto the next. And I can look around at all the things that I have, and I can feel appreciation. I appreciate that I have these things, but do I value them? If I have something and I never use it, do I really value it? And it started to cause me to kind of go around my home and look at things like even like my sock drawer, like it's full and I wear 10 out of the 55 socks that are in there. My clothing, I tend to wear the same jeans over and over again or the same pair of slacks, and I have a closet full of clothes. Do I value them? I appreciate this closet full of clothes, but do I value them? And how much more space can I create for the universe to fill with things that I value if I can actually just have things that I truly want? Surround myself with things that I can be on the frequency of wanting and having at the same time. If I can look around my home, if I can look around every single, even my environment, if I can think of the people that I'm around and I can appreciate and value at the same time, there's no way the universe isn't just going to send more of that frequency, because it's an abundance frequency. So it really has me thinking about the distinguishing between appreciation and value. And if you think of like times when you've, let's say, received a present from a person and you really appreciate the gesture, like the kindness, the thoughtfulness of this person to think of you and give you a present. I think presents are the most beautiful thing for someone to think of you and then give from pure desire and love. And so I associate so much with appreciation. But there's another added layer when someone also gives you something that you value, that you like, that you'll use, that you'll wear, that you'll love. That's the value aspect. And this doesn't just mean like $1 million versus $1. It's very personal, because even if we think about value, it depends on the receiver, right? So the gifts that you actually love the most are the ones that you don't just appreciate to have been given, but you value the thing. It's of use to you. And so we all know what it feels like. You've received a present that you don't particularly like, though you appreciate it greatly. The frequency that is emitted, let's say that you receive something and you appreciate it, but you don't really want it, and then you pass that thing on to someone who can use it greatly, I genuinely believe that that is contributing to abundance in the world. And so the same energy that would cause you to give someone to something that you don't use, that can continuation of the abundance, right? By allowing it to be valued. We can do that all the time with our own things, not just from something that you received as a gift. So here's a very small, relatable example from my husband and I recently. We live in a small studio apartment that's pretty far out from the city that we both have to go into for work every week. But it really aligns with our financial goals right now for what we're saving up for. And we have this gorgeous, absolutely stunning backyard that I take advantage of quite often. So we really have been clear on and pay attention to expressing how much we appreciate where we live right now. We appreciate what it's allowing for us, living in the place that we live. But have we been valuing it? We actually asked ourselves this, and in valuing it, all of a sudden, recently, we've been going out quite a bit in our own area. We've been trying new restaurants. There is a really strong Asian scene, cultural scene over here, and we've been utilizing being close to Chinatown. We've been really maximizing the benefits of our area. We've been valuing it. So the thing is, when you actually value something, you make use of it. You tend to make use of it. You extract its good from it. And so this energy is consistently flowing because appreciation is going to come through no matter what when you're really valuing it like this. For example, going to dinner and having the most amazing, I mean, seriously, the most amazing Korean barbecue that you could ever think of. Every bite we're appreciating. We don't have to sit there and write a gratitude list. Every piece that we put in our mouth is a gratitude list. But can you see the difference there between the appreciation and the value by that example? So we can definitely appreciate something. It feels good to have this. I'm lucky to have this. I recognize that it is a gift to have this. This is the appreciation. To even know what it's like to not have it versus to have it. But are we always valuing it at the same time, right? When I think about it in this way, it has me a lot more aware. Because I can easily look around and say, I appreciate, I appreciate, I appreciate, I appreciate. And then not look at those things again for like, I don't know, months, a year, however long it is. Then I don't truly value it. So what I have actually found is that if I can bring up the importance of value, I actually do find myself more in appreciation and bringing my intention towards the things in my life. So by really thinking about this concept of value, yes, I appreciate my husband, but when I think of it from value, I am bringing so much more, I started to bring so much more intention to our relationship, to the way that I demonstrate my caring to my husband, our time together, our communication, and my gratitude and appreciation. Because when I think about, wow, I appreciated that he washed the dishes or did the laundry, it's like, thank you. But I also value that he washed the dishes and did the laundry and saved me, time, energy, ease, whatever it is. I value that. And from that place, it's not just a thank you. It's like you are the greatest gift I've ever been given. That's what was coming for me when I added value, not just appreciation, not just gratitude. I found myself bringing more intention to all of my relationships, bringing more intention to all of my things, bringing more intention to my endeavors, the endeavors in my life, and even to the use of my time. Time is probably the greatest currency for me at this point in my life. And I appreciate every second that I get to myself to be able to work on the things that I want to work on. But I also value them. And when I value them, I use that time beautifully, which has actually led to far more productivity. And that was a side effect. I just decided that I was going to bring value to the forefront of the way that, to the frequency that I'm emitting in the universe, and therefore to the forefront of the way that I'm viewing my life. And all of these things happen to be side effects of that. I actually ended up being more grateful, more appreciative. So for me, it's actually been far more effective for me to actually think of value first, and then the appreciation came. That might not be the case for you, but what does this do to the way that you're looking at the things in your life, the people in your life? How does this change your perspective by contemplating the idea of value in addition to gratitude, in addition to appreciation? It is easy to be flippant. If we're being honest, it is easy to be flippant about gratitude. I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for this. And I am. I'm not saying that we aren't. We are. But do you really value it? And if you don't, is there someone else that values it? Can you pass the thing on? And the things that you do have, can you value them more? What I have found for myself and why it has led me to actually downsizing a lot in my home, I've been getting rid of lots of things. I've been getting rid of activities and things in my calendar, in my schedule, that are not the greatest use of my time. I have been more intentional about where I'm going and who I'm spending time with, these kind of things. Because what I have found is that if there's actually less, and it doesn't mean that I can't value more, but I had to be honest with myself. This was my internal check-in. I realized that my value capacity actually isn't super high right now. It's not. Why do I end up wearing the same clothing over and over and over again? Because I actually seemed to value the efficiency more than just a wide selection. And so when I really ask myself, I'm like, it's almost overwhelming to look at my closet, have so many things in there, get overwhelmed by what to choose. I then don't value any of it. I look in my closet and I feel, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. I need to pick an outfit. Is that the frequency that I want to emit when I look at my closet? Or do I want to look at my closet and be like, this is the most beautiful, stunning thing I've ever seen in my life. I love every single piece here. I want to kiss all of you. I would prefer that frequency. That's the frequency of more to me. But I don't just want more. I realize I want more of things that I love. And so I decided to get rid of a lot of things so that I can open my closet, look at it, and just feel, wow, I value everything that I have here. What am I choosing? There actually was an amount that put me into lack. There was an amount that was almost too much that put me into a place of I can't even appreciate right now because there's too much to choose from. And that really had me thinking, is it very possible that exactly what I have in my life right now, in my bank account right now, is a perfect reflection of my capacity for value? Is it possible? So maybe I'm supposed to grow my capacity for valuing, and that allows more in. This was totally eye-opening for me. And I immediately lost any feelings, because there are times in my life where I lack feelings like, I wish I had more. I wish I could be on vacation right now. I wish I could blah, blah, blah right now. And the beautiful thing about this is that now I just feel like, oh, it's all possible for me, but I have to be a match for that level of valuing. So let me start to value everything that I have. And if that means that I need a little bit less, and then build that value muscle, build that capacity, I will do that. And I have been doing that, and I have already seen the floodgates opening. Because what is coming to me, for example, I have been making collaborations online for exciting things to come. We will see this in the second season of the Love and Meaning podcast. I have a project that I'm working on in the background right now that I will be introducing to all of you soon enough. The collaborations, the support, everything that I needed for this project to be up and running soon, all of a sudden came to me. And I've been thinking about this for some time. And I cannot help but believe that my frequency increased, my frequency rose. There was space for more to come in, and it came, and I value it all. I value it all. I'm not taking in more than I can handle. I'm taking in exactly what I can. And it feels like control in the best possible way. I think sometimes when we get into the laws of the universe, it can kind of feel like it's the best way to describe it. Like I have had times in my life where I felt like I'm thinking so hard about this that it almost defeats the purpose. Like it becomes a head game. It's not a head game. It's actually far simpler than we think. Instead of working so hard, like I'm a huge advocate for making gratitude lists. I'm a huge advocate for everything that increases your gratitude. But I have to say, this is far more effective than any of those things all combined. Instead of reminding myself to feel gratitude. I mean, if we think about it, guys, like the fact that I have to be reminded, it says something. If I can look around my life and just feel like, oh my gosh, all of this is a gift. I don't need to make a list before I go to bed. I've been making the list all day. And it really changed by interacting with my life through the lens of value. I'm valuing all of these gifts that come my way, and I behave in a way that reflects that value, and it brings more. Value sees value. So this really has me recognizing ways to clean up our energetics in really everything that we do. This podcast is all about the infusion of love into everything we do and creating meaning, love and meaning. And this idea of value really supports the embodiment of this. It actually made it super easy. So as the finale to this season 1 of the Love and Meaning podcast, I invite you to allow value to play a greater role in your perspective of your life. Let's not just be grateful for what we have, but let's value what we have. This is the frequency of wanting what we already have while allowing the universe to bring us more. I invite you to do some inventory. What is your value capacity? How can you increase your value capacity? And if that includes actually getting rid of things and allowing them to be valued by someone else, you are still increasing your value capacity, because the giving it away, the passing it on, you're seeing the value potential of that thing again for someone else. That is universal contribution to abundance everywhere. That is operating in an abundance frequency without having this to be such a head game. Thank you again, everyone, for this amazing season 1. I am flying high. I absolutely love every topic that we have covered this season, and I'm so excited for what we have coming next. I think we ended on the most perfect note. I want everyone to be infusing themselves with abundance frequency during this break, and we're going to come back with a vengeance. Our final Friday night live dive of season 1 will be taking place this Friday. For those of you that don't know, Friday night live dive is where I host a live conversation on my YouTube page every Friday for the topic of the podcast that was for that week. So the podcast drops every Monday, 8 a.m. EST on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, and on my YouTube page. You can search it by my name, Christelle Robinson Tiedemann, or my handle @coachingwithGree. And then every Friday at 6 p.m. EST, we meet and we bring the podcast topic to life. The final session of season 1's Friday Night Live Dive will be taking place this Friday, and I would love for you to come and hang out with me. During this time in between seasons, catch up on all of the other episodes of Friday Night Live Dive. They are freaking awesome. It is such a beautiful opportunity to deepen our embodiment of all of this personal development work. It is your perfect opportunity to ask questions. You are welcome to write any questions that you have right into the comment section underneath the Friday Night Live Dive YouTube right there on the YouTube video. Just write your questions in and I will be sure to answer them for you. This is an opportunity for us to build a community. I really do believe that all of the growth and embodiment that I've been able to bring into my life has a lot to do with the amazing people that I've surrounded myself with. And I want to create a beautiful community for us to build together, for us to grow together. So come and hang out there, ask your questions, write your comments. You can ask your questions right underneath the episode of each podcast episode as well. So if you scroll down on any of the platforms that you're using, if you scroll down, you will see a Q&A section, and you're welcome to type your questions into the Q&A section. You're even able to voice note it. I know that's possible on Spotify. So write me your questions, voice note me your questions, write me your comments. I would love to hear from you. And depending on if I see, a certain topic come up over and over and over again, then we'll bring it into season 2 and we'll start talking about those things. I would love for this to be an interactive process. I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you again. Season 1 has been such a beautiful experience for me, and I hope for you as well. And I will see you so soon. I love you. Until next time.